So in this part, we are going to learn about sets in C++. A set is a container from the standard template library that stores unique values only. Sets automatically sort their elements and do not allow duplicates. Okay, so let us now take a look at how we can include the set library. So to use the sets, to use sets in C++, we include the set header. Okay, we include it like this using the hashtag include preprocessor or Ctrl Z. Use hashtag include want to include set like that. Okay, so from there let us now take a look at what is a set. A set stores only unique elements, and if you try to insert a duplicate value, the set will ignore it. Okay, and elements in a set are stored in sorted order automatically. Okay, so let's create a set of integers. So we create it like this. We use set. It's going to be a set of integers, and it's going to be called numbers like that. Then from there here the set int means a set that stores integers, and here the set is initially empty. The set numbers is initially empty. Let us now take a look at how we can insert or add elements to a set using the insert function. Okay, so we can do it using the insert function. We say numbers dot insert. Want to insert, let us duplicate this line before inserting the first element. Paste, and paste again. Okay, so here we are going to insert. Let us first insert 10, then 20, and let us insert 10 again, and 30. Okay, 30. Okay, so from there here duplicate values are ignored, and the set will contain 10, 20, and 30 only. Okay, not another 10, which is the duplicate. Okay, so let us now take a look at how we can display set elements. So sets do not support indexing, so we use loops. Okay, so we can use the for loop right now. So we can use for. This is like a for each loop in some other programming language like Java, Python, like that. Okay, so numbers. For a number which I've called num in our numbers set, we can do this. We can output our num like that, our number. Okay, like that, and let us add a semicolon for each output. Okay, and then we add a semicolon. We try to save. We try to compile. Okay, and then we try to run. So as you can see here, elements are printed in sorted order. Okay, so if we try to change, we put 30 at the top. Let us put 30 at the top, and let us change 30 to 10. Okay, we try to save. We try to compile, and then we try to run. As you can see, we still get 10, 20, and 30 in order. Okay, in sorted order. Okay, so let us take a look at how we can check the size and the emptiness of the empty state of our set. Okay, so to do that, we use the size and the empty function. Okay, so we can say out numbers dot let us get the size like that, and let us move the cursor to the next line. From there, let us output is our numbers set empty, or not replace. Want to use empty. Add a semicolon. Okay, from there we try to compile. After compiling, let us run. As you can see, we get 3 and 0, which means our we have 3 elements in our numbers set, and 0 means false. Okay, so size returns the number of elements, and empty checks if the set is empty. Okay, so we can also find elements. So we can check if an element exists in a set. Okay, using the find method, using the finder function. Okay, or a method. You can call it a method if you're a Java programmer, but this one we call in C++, we call them functions, these ones here. Okay, so what we can do here, let me try to delete this one. So I'm going to use an if statement. So if numbers dot find, want to find, let us find if we have 20. Okay, if we have 20, okay, if we have 20 not if it is not equals to numbers dot end. Okay, dot end. I'm going to explain everything. So from there we are going to output found. Then from there, otherwise else, we are going to output not found, like that, then a semicolon. Okay, so the find returns an iterator. Okay, and if the element exists, it is found before end. Okay, so as you can see here, it's found before end. Okay, as you can see, that's the use of this end function. Okay, so that's it. So let us now take a look at how we can remove elements. So to remove elements in our, so let us try to save, and then we compile this program, and then we run. As you can see, we get found, which means it's there. Okay, so otherwise, if it wasn't there, let us add 40. We save, and then we try to compile, and then we run. As you can see, not found, which means our 20 is not there. Okay, so let us now take a look at how we can remove elements. So to remove elements, we use the erase function. Okay, so we use the erase function. Let me try to erase our 20. So to erase our 20, I'm going to use numbers dot erase. Let me erase 20, like that, semicolon. Let me change 40. Let us have 20 in it there, right there, and let me try to save. After saving, let me try to compile, and after compiling, I'm going to, you should be careful about this. Okay, so as you can see now, it's not there. Our 20 is not there, although we have it. Okay, we have it there. Okay, our 20 is right there. Okay, but after erasing, when we use the erase function, we have erased it. Okay, that's it. So when should we use sets? So we should use sets when we want unique values to be in our correction. Okay, and only when we want automatic sorting. Okay, and these sets are also fast when it comes to searching. Okay, and we can use sets only when we want fast searching. Okay, so that's it. So in summary, a set stores unique and sorted elements in C++, and we learned how to insert, search, remove, and loop through sets. And sets are very useful for managing unique data. Okay, so if you enjoyed this part, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next part. Thank you.